Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
Just get straight to the point. What's really worrying me is I feel like if there's anything going on with my children, like if they're, not behaving the way they are, they're grown up now, they're not little kids. But if there's something like the ego comes in the way and there's some, misunderstanding, I feel like I'm responsible and I have to sort everything out for everyone. Whereas in reality, I'm not. I know that, but yet I feel responsible and therefore I suffer.
Okay. Why do you have to be responsible for your children's problems?
Because I feel I'm older than them, wiser than them, and I know that what they're doing is childish and immature-ish. So I feel like I should be guiding them.
Okay. So are they not allowed to sort out their problems on their own?
Yes, they are allowed to sort it out on their own.
Will they be able to sort it out on their own?
Yeah, because I feel, what if they don't? And I feel the need to step in. That's what's worrying me. I shouldn't be doing it. I know that technically, but yet the fear in me is like, I want to hold the family together. I want everything to be, good and amicable relationships. And therefore, I think I should interfere.
Yeah. So you're trying to control everything in the family.
In a way, yes, I'm trying to control.
And trying to take control of things is not going to work because control is an illusion, right? And the harder you try to control things, the more frustration you're going to create, the more suffering you're going to go into. Yeah. So are you willing to step out of the story that it's up to you to control your family?
Yes.
Are you willing to step out of the story that the only way to make sure everything goes right is for you to take control?
Yes.
And are you willing to step out of the story that because you're older, you must know better?
Yes.
Ooh, that one's not moving as much. Okay. It's interesting. When I was 22 years old, I remember my mom and dad talking about some of my aunts and uncles and what had happened the last time there was a family get together and some of the things that were said. And it was funny because it finally clicked to me. I'm like, oh my God, you guys aren't old and wise. You're just trying to figure shit out as much as I am. You're talking like high school drama shit about my uncles and aunts, and you guys are in your 50s. Like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Right? So just because you're older doesn't mean you're wiser. And just because you're older and what works for you works doesn't mean it works for them. So when you try to apply what works for you to a different generation, what you think is going to make things better can make things worse. So let's try this again. Are you willing to step out of the story that because you're older, you know best?
Yes.
And here's the other important thing is if you feel you've got to step in and control everything and that things won't go right unless you're in there controlling everything, and your children buy that story from you, when you eventually pass on, right? How are they going to manage? Because they've bought your story that you need to control everything and nothing's going to work out unless you're there. Right. But if you allow them to be in a space of they can work this shit out, right? I can give them advice, but ultimately it's their decision, and whatever happens, happens because it's their lives to create. Then they're actually in a better place of empowerment because they know they can make their own decisions, their choices. Okay. So
that's what I would like.
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that they won't be able to take care of themselves without you?
Yes.
And keep in mind that when you're in the space of control and trying to make sure everything works and thinking that they need you to make sure they get things done or keep the peace or make things work out, that's actually coming from a place of ego. You feel like it's coming from a place of caring, but it's like, no, that's up to me. I got to take care of this. That's all ego. So you want to let go of that.
Shiraz, I think there's a lot of fear involved. So it's coming from a place of fear.
Okay, so what are you afraid is going to happen?
I'm just afraid that, there would be a rift in the family relationships. That's what I'm afraid of.
And so what if there is?
That's hard for me to take.
Okay. So this still comes back to what's best for you. What if that rift is best for the people involved and they should spend less time together and create better, happier lives without each other? Because you've decided, no, the family has to stay together. You can actually keep them trapped in a place where they're not going to be happy for your benefit. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to keep the family the way it is because that's what's best for you?
Yes, I want to step out of it for sure.
And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but unless you're open to that possibility, there's only going to be suffering for you as you keep trying to control everything. Okay. How's that feel?
There's a tight knot here, right here.
Okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure you don't lose your family?
Yes.
And I know that can be a hard thing because you've decided this is the family, this is how it works, and I want to keep everyone together and keep everyone loving each other. But if that's not where they want to be, you might not only create suffering for yourself, you can create suffering for the family by trying to keep everyone together when they don't want to be together. Right. And it's tough, but you have to be willing to lose your family and be willing to have your whole family stay together and be willing for one or two people to leave or whatever the combination is, so that everything flows and everyone gets to a happy space. Right. And the family could just change form. Some people could go out and new people can show up. Right. They may not be like blood, but suddenly they're part of your family. So the family is basically who you want to spend the most time with and who you resonate with and who empowers you. Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that keeping the current family together is what's most important?
Yes.
Okay. Better, worse, same, or different?
It's better. Yeah, it's definitely better. Thank you, Shiraz.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.